Hello and welcome back to Weight Loss Without the BS, where we ditch the nonsense and find a sane, balanced way to eat, enjoy food, and feel amazing in your body. I'm Caroline Tricky, dietitian and eating psychology coach, and today we're diving into a topic we can all relate to, those sneaky little excuses we tell ourselves. You know the ones, I deserve this, I'll start again on Monday, or I'll just have one. If you've ever caught yourself saying these things to yourself, you are certainly not alone. We all do this. I've done it, my clients do it too, and I'm sure you've done it. Because here's the thing, our brains are brilliant at coming up with excuses that sound completely logical in the moment. But here's the problem, those sneaky little excuses, those justifications we use, they add up and they get in our way. They keep us spinning our wheels, feeling stuck, frustrated, and wondering why we can't seem to make lasting progress. So today we're calling out 4 of the biggest BS stories we tell ourselves that get in the way of our weight loss goals and eating better. And of course, I include what to do instead. But before we dive in, I want to ask you something important. Do you know if you are doing this? If you are telling yourself excuses or stories about what you're doing? I want you to really think about this because most of the time we don't even realize that we're doing this, that we're telling ourselves these stories. These excuses feel so automatic, so even reasonable, even helpful, that they slip under the radar, disguising themselves as logical justifications. Your brain is so convincing, it presents these thoughts as absolute facts, not possibilities. And that's what makes these little stories so powerful and so sneaky. Before you even realize it, you're following the script your brain handed you without ever questioning if it's actually true. But once you start paying attention, you'll see these little stories everywhere. And honestly, when I first realized just how often I was doing this, I had to laugh because some of the things I was telling myself when I was really able to stop and notice them were hilarious. Like I've literally thought or told myself, I should eat this now so it's not in the house tomorrow, as if I'm doing a favor by saving future me from eating ice cream. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. But this is just what brains do. Your brain is designed to be efficient. It loves running on autopilot, sticking to old patterns and keeping you in your comfort zone. So this is about recognizing that your brain isn't out to get you. When it throws out these thoughts, it's not trying to sabotage you. It genuinely thinks it's being helpful. That's why it's so important to have a little humility and a sense of humor about this whole process. Instead of beating yourself up for believing these stories or taking them personally, you can step back and remind yourself that it's just what brains do. Because the moment you stop taking these thoughts so seriously, they start to lose their power. It's kind of like when a toddler insists there's a monster under the bed. You don't panic, you smile, reassure them, and move on. Same with your brain. Acknowledge the thought, but don't engage with it. Once you start paying attention, you'll see these little stories everywhere, and that's the first step to change. Because once you start recognizing these little stories in real time, the ones that sound reasonable but actually keep you stuck, that's when you can break free from them. So here are 4 of the biggest BS stories we tell ourselves when it comes to eating and weight loss and what to do instead. So the first one is, just let me lose the weight first, then I'll try that mindset stuff. So this is one of the biggest traps people fall into, and it feels so logical, right? Lose the weight first, then you can work on your relationship with food. It feels like a motivating thought. Once I lose the weight, I'll feel better about myself and everything will be easier. I'll be able to eat well and exercise regularly and keep it off. Thing is, it doesn't actually work that way because your brain doesn't automatically change just because your body does. Plus, if diets and sheer willpower actually work long term, they would have worked already by now, right? Wouldn't you already be at your goal weight and effortlessly maintaining it? Mindset isn't some bonus add-on, some optional extra you do after you lose the weight. It's the foundation. If you don't shift the way you think about food, your body, and yourself, you'll keep running in circles. You might lose weight, but then what? If your thoughts haven't changed, old habits creep back in, and before you know it, you're right back where you started, frustrated, stuck, and wondering what went wrong. Mindset isn't an extra step, it's the step that makes everything else work. The way you think is shaping your choices right now. It's influencing what, when, and why you eat. It's the difference between going for that walk or staying on the couch. It's everything, and if it doesn't change, your actions won't either. So if you've been telling yourself you'll figure out the mindset piece later, don't wait. Start now. It's the key to making lasting change. Now for the second biggest lie we tell ourselves, and that is, I don't know what to do. And I hear this all the time, and I get it. There is so much information, so much noise out there that if you listen to all of it, it is bloody confusing. The weight loss industry throws out so much conflicting advice at you that it feels like you're lost in a maze of do's and don'ts, shoulds and shouldn'ts. You've got one person telling you carbs are evil while another says they're essential. One person tells you to eat 6 small meals, another one tells you to fast for 16 hours, and on it goes. There is so much conflicting information, it's no wonder you and everybody else feels confused. One of the best things you can do is just go back to using common sense and listening to your special, unique body. Common sense tells you that punishing yourself with extreme diets has never worked in the past. And eating whole, satisfying meals makes you feel better than constantly restricting and then binging. Listening to your body, which just means tuning into your hunger, fullness, and how you feel after eating, is a much better long-term strategy than tracking calories. So the problem isn't that you don't know what to do. The problem is the part of you is waiting for the perfect plan, the guaranteed fix, the magic formula that will guarantee success. But there is no perfect plan and there are no guarantees. Good news is, though, that that's not actually what you need. What you need is progress, learning and adjusting, figuring out what works for you. And that starts with trusting yourself, not waiting for some external rule book to tell you exactly what you need, when to eat, and how to live your life. So next time you hear yourself saying, I just don't know what to do, ask yourself, could I just keep it really simple and start by listening to my hunger and fullness cues? Eat when I'm hungry and stop when I've had enough. Try it, because rules just give you something to push against. You're much better off paying attention to what your body is telling you. Okay, on to excuse number 3, and this is a big one. I'll start again on Monday. It's the ultimate fresh start fantasy. I'll eat whatever I want right now, and on Monday, I'll be a brand new person. I'll be disciplined, have willpower, and I'll get everything right. Except, how many Mondays have come and gone without you actually doing this? The problem with the start again on Monday mindset is that it's really just you giving yourself permission to overeat or eat whatever you want right now without any regrets. It tricks you into thinking there's a magic reset button, but there isn't. Your choices still count, whether it's Monday, Wednesday, or right this very second. You don't need a fresh start. You just need to realize that every choice you make matters. There's no perfect time to start. The best time to take care of yourself is always right now, in this moment. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not at all saying that you need to get things right all the time, because you won't. I don't. Nobody does. But there's a difference between deciding to indulge and using "what the hell, I'll start again on Monday" excuses. One helps you move forward, the other keeps you stuck in the same loop. Progress isn't about doing things perfectly. It's about showing up for yourself even when things get messy, when you ate something you didn't plan to, or ate way more than you needed. So instead of waiting for some perfect starting line, ask yourself, what can I do right now that'll move me in the direction I want to go? Because that's actually how you change. And then the fourth and final excuse we tell ourselves is, it doesn't matter what I do, I can't lose weight. I've tried all the things, I've done everything right, and it doesn't work. And look, I get it. When you've tried diet after diet, followed all the rules, and still don't see lasting results, it's easy to feel like nothing works, like you're the problem, like your body is broken. But the truth is, if you've been stuck in the diet cycle, swinging between restriction and rebound, it's not that nothing works. It's that the approaches that you've tried weren't designed to last. Diets don't teach you how to listen to your body. They don't help you understand your hunger, your cravings, or why you eat the way you do. They just give you a set of rules to follow until you can't anymore. And when those rules stop working, it's not because you failed, it's because they were never designed to work long term. So instead of thinking nothing works for me, ask yourself, what if I've been trying to force my body to lose weight instead of allowing to let go of weight when it's ready? Because when you stop fighting your body and start listening to it, honoring what it needs, what feels good, and what actually works for you, everything shifts. Instead of forcing control, you build trust. Instead of fighting against yourself, you work with yourself. And when that happens, stress levels drop, and any weight your body is ready to release will follow. Because here's something most diets don't talk about. Stress plays a massive role in weight regulation. When you're constantly stressing over what, when, and how much you eat, your body responds by producing more of the stress hormone, cortisol. And high cortisol levels can make it harder to lose weight by increasing appetite, driving cravings for quick energy foods, and increasing insulin levels, encouraging your body to store fat, especially around your midsection. So if you've been stuck in a cycle of restriction, stress, and frustration, try shifting your approach to one that lowers stress, builds trust, and actually works with your body. So here's a recap of the 4 most common BS stories we tell ourselves that interfere with our weight loss and eating better goals. The first one was, just let me lose the weight first, then I'll work on my mindset. But in reality, your mindset is the foundation for sustainable change, not something you tack on after you've lost weight. The second was, I don't know what to do, but deep down you do. The problem isn't a lack of knowledge, it's overwhelm and the belief that there's some perfect plan out there. Instead of chasing another set of rules, start by listening to your hunger and fullness cues. The third was, I'll start again on Monday, but there is no magic in Mondays. Every choice you make, no matter when, adds up. You don't need a fresh start. You just need to ask, what's the next best choice I can make right now? And then finally, nothing works for me. If you've been stuck in diet rebound cycles, it's not that you're broken, it's that the methods you've tried weren't designed for lasting success. Instead of trying to control your body, try working with it. So now you can see these stories for what they are, excuses that keep you stuck. And I want you to know that I share this with nothing but love. This isn't about shame or blame. It's something we've all done at some point. But developing the skill to step back, reflect honestly, and challenge those thoughts can be a game changer. And if you ever need support, I'm here to help. I really hope you found this episode super helpful. And if you did, please make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. And make sure to join my 5-day Eat Consciously free challenge to help you feel more connected in your body, with food, and your fabulous self. So visit carolinetricky.com to learn more. Thank you so much for listening today. Have a fabulous week, and I'll catch you next time on Weight Loss Without the BS.